When we spoke the other day, I told you that I thought that once you got into this play, you would be swept along by the story. But the question is, why is the story so powerful? And I think the reason involves the big ideas that are going on in this play. Those big ideas have to do with what English teachers call themes. And I know that's the kind of word that sort of causes devastation within a 10-mile area wherever it's dropped. It's one of those deadening, dull English teacher words. But it's actually a very useful word because the concept the word embodies is really critical to understanding literature. And so let's get all wrapped up in worrying about what theme is. Let's go to the core of theme, which is really what are the ideas that are going on in the work of literature that we're taking a look at. What are the conflicts? What are the human problems that are being discussed? People don't sit down and take the trouble to write great plays or great novels, except that they are driven or have some sort of compulsion to say something about basic human problems, difficulties that we have as human beings living in society. Sometimes those problems have to do with the individual versus society. Other times it has to do with internal conflicts. But some way or another, there are conflicts or problems that we face that literature looks at. In this play, Romeo and Juliet, the conflicts and problems that are looked at, well, it's pretty obvious. Love is very clearly what this play is about, and that's what most people think it's about. If you ask 20 people on the street, what is Romeo and Juliet about, they'd say it's a love story. But it's also a hate story, and it's important not to forget that. The play actually begins with this conflict between these two families. And so it's really asked some really big questions about love and hate and how they relate to each other. It asks some other questions. Is there such a thing as love at first sight? But it goes even beyond that. It asks, what is love at first sight made of? What is it psychologically that predisposes people, perhaps, to fall in love at first sight? All of these are big questions that this play asks, and that we're going, and of course, let's not even forget that a big part of this play is the relationship of parents to their children. What sort of control ought parents have over their kids and the choices that their children make? What sort of obligations do children have to absorb and take on the value system of their parents and their families? These are huge questions, and they're particularly big ones for students at the high school level, because some of these questions are ones that you, in your own personal lives, will be struggling with as you move forward. So this is all part of why Shakespeare is worth reading. I'll leave you with this thought. As you begin reading the play in the next few days, I'd like you to consider this question. Why is it that this play about love starts out with a fight? We'll see you in class.